It looks like the S26 Edge might be getting canceled. Yeah, that's what the word on the street is. So I come back from China and I'm looking at some news articles and all over the place. Rumor is, and if this is true, that the S26 Edge is not going to happen because the S25 Edge failed so miserably. Apparently, that Samsung wants to pull the plug on it. So from what I was reading, it looks like the numbers on the S25 Edge looks like, I think initially or period, it sold less than about 200,000 phones, which is not particularly good. And in the same time period that the phone came out and sold that many, the S25 and the S25 Plus sold like a whole lot more. So not like I think the S25 Edge was supposed to be a end all be all. I didn't think this phone was for everybody. I didn't think that millions and millions of them were going to get sold. But at the same time, it ended up being a really, really good phone. Like I love the S25 Edge, and it ended up being one of my favorite phones of this year. So what went wrong? Like how did a phone that I think is so good and a lot of other people think is so good be such a failure? Well, one, it got launched outside of the normal phone cycle. So whenever the phones come out, like the S25 series, the S25, the Plus, the Ultra, all that stuff came out in January. They all came out all at once. The big Samsung Impact event, all these great things, all these big deals, incentives, and price points, and exciting stuff. Everybody knows, beginning of the year, a new Samsung phone is going to come out. And this one just kind of got launched, not a whole lot of fanfare, and dropped in the middle of the year. And it's just one of those things where it didn't appeal to a lot of people, and also the price point. And also, I think that YouTubers successfully helped kill this phone as well, much like they did with LG. And I'll talk about that more in this video. So, the S25 Edge was very polarizing when it showed up. Now, $1,099. That's not a cheap phone by any stretch of the imagination. If this phone showed up and it was $499, it would probably sell like hotcakes at McDonald's. It's nice. It's premium. It's built well. It looks beautiful. It's got a big, beautiful screen. It's got the 200 megapixel camera on the back. It's got lots of nice things going for it. Haptics are actually really good. It's got about just under 4,000 milliamp battery. It's not the worst thing that could ever be made. But when you take a look at, you've got the S25 Ultra, which you could already get for a very similar price point because it's been out for almost half a year. And then you take a look at the S25 Plus, which has a bigger battery, 3 cameras, doesn't have the other missing stuff, and really isn't too much fatter than the S25 Edge. And it was already cheaper from the get-go by $100 just off the MSRP, and you could get it cheaper. It just doesn't make the S25 Edge a great value proposition. You just have to really want this phone. And do people want this phone? I mean, I think some people do. But if you remember, whenever the phone first came out, as soon as it got announced, we have MKBHD with "Who asked for this?" We have Mr. Who's the Boss? Who asked for this? Who wanted this? And that created a really negative narrative for the phone. And we used to see this all the time with LG. And people used to say, like, LG didn't make bad phones. I thought LG made some fantastic phones, but for whatever reason, as soon as it would show up, all the YouTubers, all the tech reviewers would crap all over it for no reason, because it wasn't an Apple and it wasn't a Samsung, because it was different. And it seems like maybe some of that might be extending to some other phones now. And you can see it. I called this back when the phone first came out. I said, everybody crapped. By everybody, I mean like a bunch of the prominent big tech reviewers. They such a negative response, even before the phone came out, even before the phone got tested, even before there was an opportunity for people to really review the phone and see how good it was. It's like it showed up and instantly, who asked for this? Who wanted this? Nobody wants this. And that trickles down when you've got 20, 40, 60, 100 million subscribers that people have out there who watch these videos from people, and then before they even have an opportunity to go pick one up at the store, there's already such a negative spin and a negative narrative about it, and the phone's not even bad, right? And I try to take a different approach where I'm like, look, choice is good. Yes, this phone is not for everybody, but I think there's a place for it. And we see that with the iPhone Air, which it seems to be a completely different story. And when the iPhone Air came out, everything's changed. Thin is in. This is great. This is a nice addition to the iPhone lineup. And yeah, it has problems, but you can get a battery bank. Or, yeah, it only has one camera, but it's a revolutionary design change. This phone is fun. It's all about the experience. It's all about form over function. It's like, where was all that for this phone? You know where it was? It didn't have an Apple logo on it. And it's one of those things where it's just frustrating, where you see good products sometimes that get killed before they even have a chance to walk. And it's not even a fault of the company. It's not even a fault of the phone. And this phone's not perfect. This phone's not perfect at all. And it is a tough sell because when you take a look at it, it's not a necessary phone. It's outside the normal lineup. It was more money. And really the big shtick is it's just thinner. But there's a lot to it when you say form over function. I even myself had some negative drawbacks about it, thinking, okay, it is a little on the pricey side. I think it should have been maybe $899 would have been the sweet spot. And we've seen this reflected in the sales. Ever since the phone has come out, very quickly it was on sale. You can get one right now, I think, for $849 on Best Buy. I think this price anyway. I was looking at it, but you can get one $499 refurbished on Geek Squad. They had them on sale for $699 just a couple of weeks ago. So we know that with Samsung, the prices usually start high, but the sales, they kick in pretty quick. So yes, if you're a day one adopter, usually they are a little bit more expensive, but they had some decent trade-in deals and had double the storage upgrades and all the other great stuff. But it is a tough sell when you look at it and you price it at $1099. Now, do I think the iPhone Air is priced well at $999? No, I don't. And I'm recording with the iPhone Air right now. I like the iPhone Air a lot. And I was very negative about the iPhone Air, but I think a little bit for good measure because it has one camera. It doesn't have two cameras. It has one camera. It doesn't have three cameras. It has one camera. It has no vapor chamber. It has a downclocked GPU. It has slow charging. It has one speaker. Yeah, it has a significantly smaller battery than even the S25 Edge. So if you want to hate taking away one camera, try taking away two. If you want to hate all that other stuff, I mean, you get an even smaller battery. If you want to hate on the battery of the S25 Edge, you lose like 30% more battery on the iPhone Air, and it shows up. Battery is not the most amazing in the world. So yeah, anyway you look at it, these phones are not a great sell. So it's got to be about the experience. And I think the experience on the S25 Edge is just as good, if not better, than the iPhone Air. But it has more stuff, right? I mean, you got the vapor chamber. It's a lot better when it comes to heating. It doesn't have the downclocked GPU. It has two speakers, which are actually perfectly fine. And there was so much hate. Like the speakers are tinny. They don't sound good. And then it's like, oh, well, it's okay with the iPhone. It's got one speaker, but you could use AirPods. Who uses speakers, right? We don't need speakers. You don't need those. You can buy the AirPods Pro 3. Those just came out. So it's just funny to have the narrative shift so much just because something is Apple as opposed to not being another brand. And it could be the exact same phone. Samsung could have made the iPhone Air, called it the Samsung Air, and sold it for $999, and it would have been ridiculed even more. Think about it. As much as the S25 Edge got destroyed for existing, as much as it got destroyed for taking away one camera, right? Taking away one camera, not two, taking away one. Or the fact that it has two speakers instead of one. Imagine if the S25 Edge showed up on the scene with a 3100 milliamp battery, one camera, and one speaker. Imagine even how much more the phone would have been destroyed in the court of public opinion on YouTube, right? And that's where a lot of people get their information. I'm not saying that I'm that big of a deal. I'm not saying that I sway a lot of people's purchasing decisions, but there are a lot of people out there who put a lot of stock and trust in these channels that have 20 million subscribers, right? And that they create narratives. And we saw this even whenever it came with like, which one of those companies was it? I don't know. There was a lot of people blaming MKBHD for killing some EV company because he gave it a bad review. And people claim that he killed Rabbit with that little AI thing. And I'm not blaming the guy for anything. He's doing his job. But even doing your job can create narratives, right? And especially whenever you have that much influence. So I'm not saying he killed the phone, but that's where a lot of people go whenever they look for these things. So it rolls downhill. We saw this with anytime there's something negative, especially when it comes to YouTube and a prominent person says something, it just gets taken and people run with it because it's popular. That becomes the new word of mouth. And then it's sensationalized. So people get clicks off of it. So when you take a look at even like the Pixel 10 Pro Fold the other day, and Jerry Rig Everything makes a video, and he basically bends it all the way in backwards and and punctures the battery and it catches on fire. It's like, oh, the Pixel 10 Pro Fold exploded. And then you have all these people echoing it. Pixel 10 Pro exploded. Pixel 10 Pro exploded. It's not even reality. It didn't even happen. Yes, it did catch on fire because you punctured the battery, but the phone didn't explode. And I think a lot of I think the YouTube effect really did the S25 Edge no service. It just didn't help it at all. So the phone shows up, too expensive. They ripped the Band-Aid off for Apple, right? Because all that negativity for the few things that got taken out of the S25 Edge, and then even more gets taken out of the iPhone Air, but then the iPhone Air, it's fine. It's an Apple phone. It's okay. No problem. No harm, no foul. So I think the anti-Apple club helped kill it. I think YouTubers helped kill it. I think it showed up and it was a little too expensive. And I think the narrative around it was you're just losing too much for something that nobody asked for. But I don't think anybody had to ask for it. I think that it's just another option out there for people to pick up. And maybe it just wasn't the option a lot of people wanted. So I was excited about the S26 Edge. Looks like it's not going to happen. I honestly thought it was too soon because this was a mid-year cycle launch. And it's like you're making the phone obsolete already 6 months later. Not even a year, and you're going to have another phone come out to replace the one that just came out. So who knows? If the design's there, if they put the effort into it, maybe they could still launch it at some time, maybe later in the year. Maybe they're going to rework some things. Maybe they're going to change the name. I don't know what's going to happen, but based off of the leaks and the rumors, which are from some pretty prominent people, it looks like it's not going to happen. And I don't know what implications that has for the S25 Edge, but the implications I see are it could be a windfall for people who actually want the phone, because if the S26 Edge is not going to happen, this one not selling well, it's probably going to see some more price drops. It's going to see some more downfall, rolling downhill with the price point. And if you want one, maybe you can get one even cheaper. So, I mean, it's a win-win for people who kind of pick one up at this point. Like I said, you can get a Geek Squad refurbished one for $4.99. That's insane. Or I'm sure a holiday season, another couple of weeks, you'll be able to get one for $6.99 again. And that's fantastic. So I think it's a great phone. I ended up loving this phone. I carried it around. I replaced my S25 Ultra and my Motorola Razr Ultra with this phone. I switched over to it. I used it for like a month until the Z Fold came out, and I had to switch and start testing that one out. And I really like it. And I've still been using the iPhone Air. So I think there's a place for them. I think it's just a matter of, well, one of them showed up and got the red carpet treatment, and one of them showed up and got asked where its ticket was at and got kicked out of the front door. So, and that, I think, just didn't help it. On top of it, of course, being more expensive. And yeah, you could get the S25 Plus for cheaper, and you could get the S25 Ultra for kind of the same price. And those things didn't help either. So anyway, that's all I got. What do you think? Do you think that the YouTubers killed the S25 Edge? Do you think that the phone is just bad? Do you think that it's just not good? Or I don't know. A lot of different factors here. Tell me what you think in the comment section. We'll discuss it. And yeah. If you have any other questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please, of course, go there as we'll talk about it as well. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.